Hello YouTube. Well, guess what? Here in America, we once again lose the right to one of our unalienable rights, they say. Just heard that Outback Steakhouse, you know, the big chain steakhouse that you can go in there and get one of those 1,000-calorie bloomin' onions or whatever you want to call it, is now a gun-free zone. If you are a proponent to gun-free zones, fine. That's your right, that's your belief. I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't think that way. If you are under the impression or you believe that law-abiding citizens that have the right to bear arms if they so choose should be able to carry guns, and I'm not talking about the assault rifles down the street, you know, those people are just crazy, but I'm talking about the average law-abiding citizens that carry concealed or otherwise open carry if your state allows it. Anyway, if you believe that you have the right, as the Second Amendment of our Constitution says, to bear arms, then I suggest that you contact Outback Steakhouse or their parent company, Bloomin' Onion Incorporated, and let them know about your displeasure. Now, this Outback Steakhouse in Cleveland, Tennessee, didn't go and say that a customer, although he was a customer, couldn't carry a weapon or a gun. But not only did they do that, what I meant to say is that this was a uniformed law enforcement officer, not just a regular citizen. A uniformed law enforcement officer in uniform was asked to leave a Cleveland, Tennessee Outback Steakhouse because a other customer felt fear for their life because police, quote, this is quoted in the article, quote, fear for her life because police are shooting people. The customer even went so far to ask to be escorted outside the restaurant, or be escorted away from the restaurant because of her fear of police shooting people. So this officer was out with his wife or family in uniform and had his company issued or department issued firearm on him, and was asked to leave the restaurant. Initially he was asked to put his firearm in the truck, and he explained to the manager that he could not because he was in uniform. The manager left and then came back a short while later and stated that he would need to leave the restaurant because another customer was in fear of her life. I don't know exactly what to say. I'm really flabbergasted right now. I think everybody has their right to believe what they want to believe, but where do us as Americans, that our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, I don't think our forefathers ever thought that this would transpire. I just don't know. It's gone way too far. People's saying I have a right for this and I have a right for that, and you're infringing on my rights, and people feel that they are being deprived of their rights. And well, what about the other people's rights? And I'm not going to go and say, well, can we just all get along, because that's an old, 1990s cliche and things like that. But honestly, why can't we? It's crazy. If nothing else, law enforcement officers, uniformed no less, should be able to walk into a restaurant, have a meal, and not have to worry about being asked to leave because they're carrying a weapon. If that customer felt that she was in danger for her life because, quote unquote, police are shooting people, I don't think that officer was going around shooting people. And yes, okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that there are the police officers or law enforcement, 100% of law enforcement in this country is completely on the up and up, and that there's no corrupt police out there. I'd be lying. I know that there's police officers out here that are not 100% like they should be doing. But I'm going to say, out of, you take all the law enforcement officers in this country, 95% or more are doing what they're supposed to be doing, how they're supposed to be doing it, and they leave every day, they leave their family not knowing if they are coming home at the end of the day. Of those 5%, you just are making this country weaker, because it's the 5% of you law enforcement officers that are making the 95% of the good officers, men and women, weaker. But that's a different rant. America, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. I told you this was going to be a rant. I don't even know if anyone's even going to listen to this. I know you're going to make comments, but I want to hear your comments. Please keep it clean. Keep it on the topic. If you're for gun control, fine. If you're against gun control, fine. But keep it on the topic, guys. Keep it on the topic. And if you applaud Outback Steakhouse for doing what they did, fine. That is your right. Me personally, I think they were totally wrong. And if you agree with me, please contact Outback Steakhouse or their parent company, Bloomin' Onion Incorporated, and let them know your displeasure about this. The actual store was in Cleveland, Tennessee. You can Google the article. It just came out on February 9th of 2019. I'm sorry, 2018. I'm getting ahead of myself here. And you can read the story. I would include the article in this in this video, but I'm not that very tech savvy. Thanks for listening, guys, and I welcome your comments, and please like and share this video. Thank you.